Coming up on the next episode of the Celsius Pod.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift, bro. It's easy.
Bro, he spilled his chili, bro. It's so funny. Why aren't you laughing, guys? He spilled his chili.
The worst character. I hate him.
All
Is it
right,
still out of battery?
guys. Episode 71.
Guess what? Episode 71?
72.
First episode without Uri.
Yes, we're
that crazy?
only one person away from having a member miss one episode. Nicola
Uri
missed the
said,
entire
"Hey."
Steven Universe arc. Me and Nicola both missed Homecoming. Uri's missing this one. So Aiden, we're gonna need you to miss one in the future so we can have it so everyone has missed
Never.
one.
That's why I wanted to record it without Uri, so I would be the winner.
So true. Okay, so
Degrees,
the
temperature.
temperature in Serbia, 34 degrees Fahrenheit.
The temperature in California, 51 degrees Fahrenheit, or at least where we are. And hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
Ithaca.
Oh yeah, we do need the Ithaca temperature for Uri.
How do you spell Ithaca?
Ithaca. It's in New York, upstate New York.
Yeah.
It is an hour drive
so
from
then
an airport.
34 degrees.
34
in Ithaca,
degrees.
New York.
Now,
In Ithaca, New
I've
York.
always said that the podcast dynamics is Uri is the hard counter to Aiden. So
What?
like
Why is he the hard
in
counter to
terms
Aiden?
of
That's how that
topics
works.
and like
Oh,
yeah. no, I can see
personalities,
that.
they contrast and
I wanna say
one doesn't overpower the
personalities,
other.
but-
Because I'm silly and he's watches dark
Yeah,
documentaries.
you handle
He's
the more
more
like
normal.
lighthearted stuff, and then he watches documentaries about women getting murdered. So
Oh, okay.
now
And
we
then
have
his
sort of an
favorite
you're like
imbalance.
Gives him
Are you-
inspiration.
Are you a middle ground and then
I'm
Nicholas
a
here?
middle ground, and then Nicola's the chaotic. That's how
I see. The
I've always
chaotic-
liked to see
chaotic
it.
lawful chaotic.
So this
Or is it
episode
just
will
chaotic
have
evil.
a unique dynamic.
It's true.
Um,
Although I think that might be
I
why
think
the
that
Aiden
dynamic-
and Uri episode worked out so well because me
yeah,
and
you
him
had
are
the
equal
opposites
opposites.
countering each other out. You didn't need the neutral or the chaotic.
No.
You sure the special topic is just that we don't have Uri?
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I thought it was just we don't have Uri.
Oh yeah. Spiderverse
This is gonna be the worst
3
fucking
was
episode,
originally
holy
supposed to
shit.
come out today.
It did come out today. What are you talking about?
No.
But there was some
Yeah.
Spiderverse thing that came out this week. The
What
Spiderverse
was it
short
called?
film that has been like out, or like people have seen it for like a year at like film festivals. Spider-Man,
and now
the
it's out.
Spider Within. Something like that.
And
Yeah.
here's what happens. Miles goes home and has sleep paralysis, and then that's the whole.
And
That's the whole thing.
it was pretty like
Boring.
it had the
Wah,
good
wah. It was
animation, but like the story like wasn't really interesting at all.
No,
Yeah.
it was not.
But I would be funny or if they actually had released it on the original release date. Kind of feeling like that.
Yeah.
They did like a week before, I think. Which is kind of a missed opportunity in my book.
Yeah, basically a full week before.
Alright. So I guess we gotta go into what we're watching. So Nicola,
we're
do you wanna
watching.
start us off?
Oh. Okay, then I'll not go into the topic that most of us have watched. I'll just do the topics that only I have watched.
By most, you mean just Beck, right?
Yeah. Because 2/3
Yeah,
is
well,
most.
technically, probably Uri would have
Yeah.
probably as well, but he's not here.
Mm.
He's no longer with us. He's passed. He's passed on to the next episode.
He
before.
has.
Uh,
He has passed on to the next episode.
so the things would be one second, let me
F1.
pull
Something to
it
do with
up.
F1 is my guess.
No, because I'm trying to figure out, should I say Drive to Survive first, or should I do the F1 races first.
Those
Okay,
are the same
two
show.
different
They're not the
F1
same thing.
things.
Because one thing is live and the other thing is
Okay,
like
give us
older.
give us the recorded thing first.
Okay, so the recorded thing is Drive to Survive. This is a documentary about Formula One. It's very dramatized. So it's like a lot of drama
Mm.
compared to like just
And
watching it
suspense?
normally. Yes, actually. So I watched the last episode of season 2. So that's the final race of 2019.
Has
And
Max Verstappen showed up yet?
yes, he has, but he didn't start winning yet. He doesn't start winning until season 4.
There's
Season
4
3, I watched.
seasons?
There are 6 seasons
I
because
thought
it
this was like
starts
a
in.
one season thing. It's like
No, it starts in 2018. Season 2 is 2019. Season 3 is 2020. Season 4 is 2021. Season 5 is 2022, and season 6 is
they're like
2023.
filming it for this season that's happening right now also.
Yeah, and that's probably gonna be season 7 because that's just how it is. That's how they do it. And I watched the first 2. So basically, to summarize, the ending of 2019 is basically kind of like starts to get to like a retrospective. Some people are like, "Oh, I wish I did better this year." Some teams are like, "We kind of did shit. Let's hope we do better next year," and stuff like that. And that's kind of like the ending. Season 3 is like it's a new time, it's a new day. This is like the last year before. I think this was either the last year or this was the year where there was no longer like unlimited spending.
Ooh, they got a budget?
Because before that, every team, before. 1 second. Doesn't matter. Before, it was either 2021 or 2020. Every team basically could spend as much as they want. So like the big teams like Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull could spend as much money as they want and just be so far ahead compared to the teams that just don't have as much funding. But then after that, they put in like cash to just kind of even the playing field.
How much? Like 50 mil?
I don't know exactly what it is, but the first episode is called "Cash is King" because that's a big thing.
No.
A part of that also comes because another thing because this takes place in 2020 is they have to talk about COVID because it did disrupt it a lot.
Okay, but like they're in cars. How is COVID gonna affect that? It's not like the cars can get
Because
COVID.
The fans can't go to the events and sit next to
So
each
they
other.
can't make any money.
Yeah, that was a
Ooh.
big issue. That's why it's also called "Cash is King" because it's like how are we supposed to race if nobody's watching? But they figured it out
They just got a ton of
because the next
streaming.
episode is called "Back on Track." So they
I
start
feel like
racing.
that's
It's
kind
the
of like a
first
car
race.
pun, like because the cars they drive on tracks.
It hasn't.
They do,
Yeah.
don't they? That's how like F1 works.
No, no, nuh-uh. So basically, what happens in that one is that they finally return, and I like this one because it's so funny. Because this one in this episode we're basically following Red Bull, and it's so funny because we're following the Red Bull team principal. What's his name? Team principal, Red Bull. Kristen Horner, and basically he's looking for every advantage he can get against Mercedes because like. What's the best part is like everybody's kind of like friends, but at the same time, it is a very like stark rivalry. So it's like, the first thing is Mercedes added a new thing to their car that's like you can push the steering wheel in and it makes the wheels go more in. It's called like DPS or something.
Oh, like
And it's like controversial. And the second Red Bull saw that, they were like, okay, we gotta go contest that. So they went to FIA, who's like basically the organizer of everything, and said, I don't think they should have it. That's not allowed.
wait, so like the tires they normally go like straight and they're going like that.
Yeah, they can kind of angle inwards or angle outwards slightly by pushing in and out the
Doesn't
steering
that
wheel.
like
It
push
just
the
makes it
car
makes
in
it
on
so that you can
itself?
turn faster. No, because I mean, kind of, but it makes you can turn faster. It just kind of it helps with turning. It makes it like shaves seconds, which is everything you need. So basically, Red Bull tries to contest that, is unsuccessful. And then they were like, okay, what are fans saying about this? And they're like, the fans are saying that Red Bull is doing this just because they're sore losers, which is kind of like, that's kind of how it looks like, because they were losing for 5 years before that. And then they see Mercedes have a new thing. They're like, they can't have that. Nuh-uh. Later on, what happens is then they're doing not the practice when they're doing qualifying. Hamilton, star driver during this time. This was his last year
Lewis
for his winning
Hamilton,
streak.
right?
Lewis Hamilton, yes.
Ah.
No, actually, yeah.
There's a million things he hasn't done.
Yeah, that's actually I love that. So basically, he's circling around the track. Somebody in front of him crashes, and there's a bunch of debris. And then they call out a yellow flag, and yellow flag means you must slow
Caution.
down. Hamilton didn't see it,
Ooh.
so he
The
didn't
rule
slow down.
breaker.
He had the fastest time. So of course, Kristen Horner says, "Nah, that was a yellow flag. He shouldn't be able to do that."
Mm.
So he went to go contest, and the FAA was like, okay, off of all the footage, he didn't see it, so no. But then he's like, actually, I have cameras that are on his car that clearly shows that he could have seen the yellow flag. So
Where
put
did he
his
get
ass in 5th place.
Fifth? Like, how did they decide
yeah.
that?
So basically, he just gets like because like, he was
Oh,
in
he just
first place,
loses
so then it
seconds.
knocks him down. He just knocks. Yeah.
Mm.
He just gets a penalty of places. It puts him back.
There's like a
couple
penalty
places.
of like 1 second, and that can like change the place that much.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's basically that. Now let's get on to what's been happening recently, which is actually in the past 2 weeks. Did I talk about
I
the
doubt
the
it.
last 2 races, or did I
I
only
but I feel like
talk
we
about
only
the
really
first
need to know
race?
about this race.
Okay, this one is an interesting race. But before we talk about that, did you know that Charles Leclerc,
That's
the
the good guy.
driver for Ferrari,
Wow.
he just opened a fucking ice cream store for no fucking
No,
reason.
dude, you
I don't
gotta,
know.
gotta
yeah.
live your
We love
passions,
ice
bro.
It's awesome. Bro will do everything except win a championship.
I heard
So
I
true.
heard he's won a couple things. He won Las
He's
Vegas,
won,
right?
yeah. But he's just not doing as good as his teammate. But he's keeping his seat, and his teammate is losing his seat to Hamilton.
Mm.
So, 1 second. I gotta pull up F1 so I can see
He's looking
exactly.
up the
There we go.
stats.
Yeah, I gotta look up the stats. So, starting in this race, starting in qualifying, it was about how you'd expect. Starting in first place, Verstappen, then everybody else.
Yeah.
Starts off,
Verstappen versus the
Verstappen
field is what
it's
people
doing
like to
pretty
call it.
strong. Yep, we're going pretty strong for Verstappen. He's in the lead as usual. Then his fucking car shits itself. A puff of black smoke just pops out, and it turns out his brake just lit itself on fire.
Mm.
So
That's
he did not finish.
I think you need you need brakes.
Did he
right?
like hit into the
Yeah.
wall, or did he just like slow down slightly?
No, he slowed down and got off the track because once you do that, you have to get off the track.
Yeah.
I love a really funny thing is because once you slow down, basically everybody can pass you. Funny is like the clip of everybody passing him, like, oh my god, this guy's washed. Get him out. Get him out.
Get him
Wait,
outta
wait.
here.
here.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a question.
Bro, the entire grid passed him. Yeah.
Wait, why does he need his brakes if it's a race? Because brakes just slow you down.
Yeah.
Don't you want to go really fast?
So have you driven before?
I have driven before. I have, yeah.
Have you ever turned
No.
at 60 miles per hour?
No.
Why would you ever turn?
Exactly.
Like just keep going
Now
straight.
try
Why would I
turning.
ever turn at that
Now
speed?
try turning at 1 second. What is 300
Be like
kilometers
in,
per
like
hour?
I'll help you out. I'll remove the brake pads from your car so you can go
Now
faster.
try turning.
It'll just be
Now
a
try
gift to
doing
you.
now try doing an almost 90-degree turn at 186 miles per hour.
What the fuck are you turning at
You
90
Tokyo
degrees?
drift. It's very easy.
Because the tracks aren't just loops. They
Okay.
curve
Does he have?
around.
He still has a handbrake, right?
Yeah,
No.
Tokyo drift, bro. It's easy.
Yeah,
You pull the
He has an
handbrake
accelerator
and
and
then
some
you
other stuff. But
drift.
it's a very gross oversimplification.
No, it's
but
not. No, it's
basically
not. It's very simple.
Okay.
No, oversimplifying. Completely normal. Simple.
Then what happens is later on, again, somebody else's engine just fucking kills itself.
I'm hearing
No, I hate that.
sabotage in this race.
Lewis Hamilton.
It's probably sabotage.
Lewis
yeah.
Hamilton, though he has not been doing good this entire season. I think he's kind of just given up until he can go
Like,
to
why don't they
Ferrari
just like
next
put
year.
some ice on the brakes, you know?
Because you want them to be hot.
No,
You
because
just don't want them to be too
Nicola,
hot.
if they're hot, they'll catch fire. So just make them really cold.
No, they're made out of carbon. Actually, I don't know what the F1 brakes are made out of, but some are made out of carbon ceramic, so they shouldn't catch on fire.
Mm.
So they're racing. Final lap, we get Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc for Ferrari, both out in front together. It was a really good ending. Carlos won. Carlos won, and he was like, "Oh, tell Leclerc to get up to us. We're gonna do this. We're gonna win together." So I like that. It was cool. It's really nice because Carlos and Charles are really good friends. They are really good friends. So like it's kind of sad that they have to split up now because
Ooh.
of Hamilton taking a seat. But yeah, it was great. And then last lap, George Russell, also Mercedes with Lewis Hamilton, just decides to. Oh yeah, this was something kind of controversial. So he's behind Alonso in the race. He's going through one of the turns when he simply, just because he's behind Alonso, has dirty air. His air, like he doesn't have clean air, just like nothing blocking the air. It's kind of turbulent air.
Ah.
So he just doesn't have as much downforce, which means he can't turn as sharply, which meant he was going too fast and just went off the track and directly into a wall. And it was a really bad crash. And he was stuck in the middle of the track and he said, "Red flag, red flag, red flag. I'm in the middle of the track, red flag." I mean, I would be terrified.
Do you get to hear
too,
the
'cause if you're
comms
stuck-
of the people like when you're watching
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, you do.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Do they
it
like
comes with
listen
the
to
subscription
music? Like, can they get some initial D just like playing through their ears?
Carlos Sainz's signature song is "Smooth Operator."
Uh-huh.
So he always sings it whenever he wins because he's a smooth operator.
Mm.
And then like everybody has a signature song, but that's like the most memorable one. Alonso got a penalty for George Russell's crash, even though it's 100% just not his fault. I don't see how it was his fault.
Mm.
What if it was his fault though?
But it
What if
just
he
wasn't.
was
I
the
don't understand how he got
sabotager of the
penalty.
brakes?
But then
Oh,
why did
that's
he end in 8th place?
I don't
He
know.
had
Are you sure
betting
that
odds, you know?
No.
Insider
think- okay.
trading.
Do you think that there were spies sitting with heat guns
Oh,
and the cars were told to this
No.
certain
that's
type
why the
of
brakes
fuel?
blew up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we said. No, I actually saw that one. It said, "Oh my God, Verstappen had Alanol." Was he saying
Alanol.
Alanol.
It's
Wow.
yeah.
The only time we'll reference Cars too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's F1. I guess we can now talk about what me and
All
Beck
right,
have both been
guys.
watching.
Because of the way we structured these episodes, we have not gone to talk about Invincible 2B.
Oh, right. We have to talk about all three.
So we have to talk about
episodes.
3 episodes.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. I
Or
wanna do, like,
wait
all 51
wait,
episodes.
wait,
Or we
wait.
wait
Hold
until
on.
Uri and do
I'm-
all of them.
Honestly,
I think that'd be
I think
really
it-
funny.
Yeah, I think you do a 1B recap. Like you just do the whole
1B
thing.
all in one episode.
we do the
30-minute
Is the
segment.
season-
No.
Is the season over next week?
Yeah.
yeah.
So we should probably do
really?
that.
It's the last. So we should probably do it with Uri next week when he's back. But how about we just recap the first half of season 1?
Now?
No, that sounds stupid.
Bro, but I can just do it.
No,
right
but
now.
we're not even
Don't
gonna
do
like
it.
talk
Okay,
about it
So
at
number
all.
1, in the aftermath of his father's betrayal, Mark struggles with his
He's reading off of
responsibility as a
Wikipedia!
Oh my
after
god,
his
bro, you're not
unexpected enemy.
pulling a silo, bro.
Then episode
No,
2,
Nicola,
it's
please,
summer
Nicola,
break from
please,
Mark
Nicola,
and
please.
Nicola, we are not doing this. All right.
All
Okay,
right, we're going to do some topics that we haven't covered
Disney
for the
Plus
past.
rebrand. It happened. And it
Now
looks
there were-
terrible.
bad. It's so
I think
bad.
the color's fine.
No, what they
I don't
did,
think it's
I
bad.
just
don't
realized
think
this.
it's good.
So you know how
It's
Hulu
so
is green
ununique.
and Disney Plus is
Yep.
blue? They combined to make turquoise.
I like turquoise.
And it
yeah.
looks worse than the blue.
I mean, I understand why they did it. That kind of makes
It's
sense.
just it's so unremarkable.
Yeah.
It's like Lamborghini's.
Do you want to know?
design
You want to
channel.
know something fun? I have Hulu and Disney Plus, but it's my aunt's Disney Plus and my family's Hulu,
Oh.
so they don't actually combine.
Yeah, I just bought a Hulu subscription like on its own because it gives you a month free. So I just made a fake email address for it. So
Yeah.
I also don't get that, which is annoying.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, it is cool that they're finally like doing the merge thing.
yeah. I mean, it's been like that in
Yeah.
other countries, but like America finally.
I think when I finally
Yeah.
like get when I actually have to
Hulu?
like start paying for subscription services, I'll get them both together because that seems worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also feels like Hulu is like the right counter to Disney Plus, because Disney Plus like doesn't really like have a lot of like original stuff, and it's like Hulu can like kind of fill the niche that Disney. Well, I'm trying to say like maybe like Hulu has a lot more like mature stuff that like the Disney
Okay,
Plus
because
stuff
I
doesn't
don't
have.
know what the fuck you were saying by it doesn't have original stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of their stuff is original.
No, I mean
It's all
like
Disney.
streaming original, you know?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Really?
Most of their shows are.
yeah. What are you talking about, Beck?
Okay, yeah, no, I'm thinking about it now. They actually kind of do. They got
Let me
Bro
go.
just doesn't
Let me
even
go.
know what he's
Let me
talking
go
about.
look at what's new and see how much of this is exclusively streaming. Madu, that's an original. Renegade Neil, The Bad Batch, Taylor Swift Eras Tour, Taylor's version.
Don't worry, guys. I
Uh,
found a section called originals.
X-Man.
Guys, they
you watch
got X-Men. They got Ahsoka. They got Bugs Life.
Morbius,
Hugs.
They got
Uh,
Turning Red.
Equal in Place.
Guys, they got High
Turning
School
All of these
Musical,
are-
the musical, the series.
All of these are originals. There's so
Okay,
many of them.
Okay,
What are you
I
talking about?
rescind my previous statement. They have a lot of originals.
Bros
Dude.
throwing. Oh my god.
Okay, but now you can finally watch The Bear on Disney Plus. So,
Wow.
all right, what else? We have Smiling Friends season 2 happening.
Announcement.
And they got on a Las Vegas sphere, which is like, you know, when you watch Smiling Friends, they live in a giant like sphere that is like a giant smiling face. And they got that sphere in Las Vegas. It was epic.
My family's in Las Vegas right now, and I told them to take a picture of the sphere if they see it.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to miss. It's a
I
pretty
have
big
no
sphere.
idea why they're doing it
just
at
not there.
midnight, because that seems very annoying and cringe.
Because at
Oh,
midnight
my
it's
favorite
April
is-
1st.
Oh,
My favorite is the freaking that one person's post at what's his name? Just like on Twitter
Yeah.
or I guess X now. That was just like the sphere has turned into SpongeBob. It has turned the sky yellow, and it's just a photo through their
oh yeah.
hotel window, and it's just like
I
everything is just yellow.
I feel bad for people who have to like have hotels or like live next to the sphere, because
You
it's just like he's
can't
gonna fucking
sleep.
like
It's impossible.
glow through your window 24/7.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
You're just kind of screwed.
Okay, but like, what if you're like trying to sleep like a year after it like came out? That doesn't
Nah,
sound very
You don't
fun.
you're not supposed to go to sleep.
Okay, guys, The Sims show.
Ah,
Show
by
or movie?
Margot
I don't
Robbie.
remember, but
Margot
I
Robbie
don't
doing
see
it.
how they do this.
What do you mean you
The
don't see how
Sims
Margot
is all
Robbie
about
doing it?
murdering people, and
The
I don't feel like they're
Sims?
gonna get the right like theme. You know?
Are you sure?
Okay, like I can think of like one funny joke where it's Margot Robbie is in the pool and then the ladder suddenly disappears and they're like, "Oh, how did that happen?"
Wow.
I feel
don't
like
know
it should
how
just be a
Sims-
short film about that.
What if? Okay, hear me out. So this is also a topic. So it looks like Jack Black is going to be playing Steve in the Minecraft movie,
Makes sense.
except for the part where he said that it's a movie that takes place before Minecraft. So what the fuck is the movie about? I think that's what the Sims movie
Okay,
is going to be
if
like.
you guys know the extended lore, including Minecraft Legends, is you go
Yeah.
before the time of Minecraft when there's like the pillagers and the illagers, and
Those
then
are still in the game.
and then no, because it's like
Mm.
before like you know how Minecraft takes place at like this time. There's like the time before that. You guys don't know the lore.
We're pretty synced
Go
up.
take a shower.
Awesome.
Go touch grass.
What if I'm allergic to grass? Would you really? Okay, fair enough.
All right. Well, that's all my topics.
That's all your topics, I guess.
Oh, really? That's all of your
No, I
topics,
have a
really?
lot of like movies and shows, but like those are like the broad topics.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like half those movies and shows, though, you can like really quickly brush
oh,
over.
but I can't.
Well, most of them have 0 stars, so.
Okay, how about Aiden?
Yeah.
You go.
I've only I'll say so there's one I watched 2 shows, but one I'll talk about later. I've watched 1 episode of this new Netflix original. It's called Chicken Nugget. It's a
I've
Korean
heard
show.
about this.
It's a Korean show. This girl turns into a chicken nugget. So I'll recap maybe even though it's all dropped, I might do like 1 episode a week and then just recap 1 episode a week.
That's
That way
cool.
it's like I'm watching a weekly show. So episode 1. There's this guy, I don't remember his name. So I'm gonna call him the guy because I
Yeah.
forgot his name. The boss, which is actually his name, and then the coworker, but he doesn't have a name, so I'm just gonna call him the coworker. So there's this guy, and he's walking down the street and he's singing, and the boss's daughter sees him and she's like, "Wow, what a strange individual." And he goes to his place of work and he brings this package in, and then the boss comes in and the coworker comes in. They're all laughing and they're all silly, and the boss's daughter comes in and the main guy wants to be in a relationship with her, and so he fantasizes about like getting stronger and stuff because he fantasizes about her calling him
I
ugly.
used to fantasize about this back in Chicago. Mercy, mercy, mercy.
Awesome. So then she goes into the machine he got, thinking it because they thought it was like a relaxation machine, but she gets into a chicken nugget because she said chicken nugget when the machine.
No, that's like a Rick and
Surprise.
Morty episode.
It
Then
does
she
sound like a
turns
Rick and Morty
chicken
episode.
And she can't move, she can't talk. We can't. It's just
Yeah, because she's a chicken nugget.
And so now
Did
the
somebody
boss
eat her?
and the guy are like, "What the fuck? My daughter's a chicken nugget now.
You should have just ate her.
What do we do?"
That'd be
And
a
so
very
then they
dark
go to
ending.
security cameras and they're like, "Okay, so
Yeah,
it's
but
a
it's not. It's
machine
in
though."
Korean.
And this is the machine turned her into a chicken nugget. Who dropped it off? There was no like invoice, no packing slip or anything. It was just dropped off. But they see on the security
Oh.
camera there was a guy who dropped it off in the middle of the night. And they notice that he walks really silly like a chicken or like a duck or whatever. And they're like, "Wait a minute. Our coworker."
He's the chicken.
A guy in a
And-
chicken outfit dropped off.
And also, no, it
This
wasn't.
really is just a Rick and Morty episode.
He walks like a duck, Beck.
Ah.
And so they
What's the difference?
And also, the daughter ended up in a whole box of chicken nuggets, so they don't know which one she is
Oh
anymore.
shit!
Yeah,
Wait, that's
Well, why
really
did they just eat
bad.
her?
They didn't like
But then
take
it-
a
but then
photo
it-
and like memorize the shape.
they all look the same.
Shit.
Why didn't they just eat them all? I'd rather have 100 chicken nuggets and then I could learn how to sell each chicken nugget for $1 each. And then I could buy 100 tables to put that money on. And then I can make more money.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, that's episode 1 of Chicken Nugget. Can't wait to see where it goes.
All right. Should I do all my? believe it's around 22 different things.
Yeah, you can probably do them quickly though, since most of them aren't important.
Okay.
All right, let's
So
go back.
first, we can't do Invincible. Next,
go.
We can both
The
veto one.
Legend of
Me and Aiden can both veto
Korra.
one.
Veto!
not
We
gonna-
can't talk about that.
I'm just gonna say my broad thoughts. So when I was younger, I'm like Korra. This show, it's fire. I kind of like
But
think
hey,
it's better than the
hey, hey,
original. And
hey,
rewatching
hey.
it now, I'm like, wait, what was I thinking, bro? This is
when
like
we are
kind
at
of
our lowest
boring.
points,
Wow.
when we are at our lowest points, we are open.
He
to
literally
the
said that
greatest
as like,
changes.
guys, look at this wise quote. And I'm like, bro, you're literally just quoting the Legend of
What do you
Korra.
mean?
It's crazy.
I don't come up with any of the quotes myself. I just
Really?
you thought I was making up
Bro,
all
he
the
had
quotes?
some deep
Obviously
ones
not.
though.
Yeah, because some of them are fucking good, but I'm not making them up.
Okay, I will still
So
say
only
it's
some of
good,
them I make up.
but it's definitely not good as the original. They had this really cool 20s theme, but they like barely use it, which is kind of annoying.
I mean, I make up some of them, but most of them are not mine.
All right, that's all I have to say about Korra because guess what? Aiden is starting Avatar tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he's
Says
gonna
who?
finish Korra by the end of next week.
What?
So, in
7
time to get
seasons of a
Fortnite
show in
again.
7 days. 1 season a day. Very doable.
Actually,
I don't
watching
think that.
Avatar. You should watch the Avatar live action show.
No,
It's
no,
so
no,
much
no, no,
better.
don't do that.
It's
Okay.
I don't think I'll do that.
Next thing, unvetoable. My Hero Academia.
that's like the one I wanted to
Wow.
veto. That was the only one I wanted to veto.
Okay, so
My Hero
guys,
Academia 2 Heroes. Is that
so
what you
My
watched?
Hero Academia was recently added to Netflix, and along with it, they released a movie that I didn't know came out. I checked
This
later.
is when I
Turns
wish
out
I
there's
had a
like
fire
4
runner on my
movies.
table, so I
So
can just
guess
go
what?
tell
You get to
this.
hear even more about it once I watch those movies.
All right. So what was the bad guy's plan, Beck?
Okay.
The main
So
scientist
this
assistant
movie, I thought it was like
planned
very
Eric Hoff-
average. It takes place like really early in the story, so I'm like really far ahead of it. So the timing is very weird. But the bad guy's
So is it
plot
like a
plan
new
was
story,
very
or is it like a
dumb.
movie version? Is it like a movie version of like a
No,
of an
it's
arc in
like
the show, or
it's
is
like
it like a
this is
separate
like a
thing?
weird thing. It like sometimes happens with anime. It's like a movie that is canonical, but it like takes place like between
Oh,
some of the episodes, and you can like
so it's like
never
JJK
reference the
0,
events
which
that
is like
happened during it.
which is like before even season 1 and 2, but it like is a movie, and it's like actually
Isn't it like
vital
it
to the
kind of just
story
takes
because it's gonna
place
be
between
really
like
important.
seasons 1
No, it's not
and
filler because
2,
it's
you
really
know?
important for what it's setting up in season 3.
Or I
okay.
think it's between seasons 2 and 3. But yeah, that's my least favorite kind of movie because it's like none of this can matter because people that like have seen the show or people that are watching the show, you can't expect them to somehow
Haha, she
stop halfway
dies.
through their watch and be like, "Oh, I have to watch this movie now before I watch the next season."
Do you even like My Hero Academia? Why are you watching
Okay,
it?
well, this was kind of just for the podcast bit also.
Did you get to the war arc, by the way?
Yeah, I'm like caught up.
I'm just gonna tell you, if you know how bad the war arc is, or like how bad it is to making you feel any emotion about all the characters, I want to let you know, JJK season 2 basically does what the war arc wanted to do, except executed properly and did it really well.
I still need to watch
Season 2 of
JJK.
Season 2 of JJK is actually peak. It is so
I
good.
want to watch it. Is it on Hulu? I just got Hulu.
Especially, I pirated it all.
Okay,
I don't
yeah,
know
but
where
like I
you
want to
can
watch it on
find
my
it.
phone, and like you can't really pirate on
It's
the phone.
it's on Crunchyroll, but I think it's all Crunchyroll Premium.
Aw, rip. Okay, but the bad guy's plan in this movie was really dumb.
I mean, I'm just like the animation is also
okay,
so
how
good
about you
that
stop talking about JJK?
you can tell
Oh
all
my
of the
god,
fucking
bro.
animators were starved. They were not allowed to see their families. That's how good the animation is.
Okay, so
Wow.
in this movie, there's this guy, this scientist. They're like, we're gonna steal. He like makes this device. They're like,
You're
this
sure a
device is
scientist?
too
You're sure it's
powerful. We
not
gotta confiscate
a
it.
painter?
But this guy's like, I'm so sad. But his assistant is like, I have a plan. What if we put this entire island in a hostage situation, and then we'll use that to get. We're gonna
I
fake
think
a
I've seen clips
hostage
of this.
situation using fake
makes sense.
terrorists so we can get your
course.
device back. But
Of
then
course.
turns out the assistant hired real terrorists to take over the
Aw,
island
man.
and double crosses the guy to steal his device because he gets
Oh my
because he will get
god.
scientific recognition because
No.
he stole the device with the help of terrorists. It's very
Oh,
weird.
man.
But then the terrorists double cross the assistant guy and shoot him.
No.
And then, but he that's only like a chest wound, so like they're going for the
That's
headshot.
not good.
So the
Uh-huh.
main scientist guy jumps in the way of the bullet to save the assistant that just double crossed him and put his entire home under a terrorist hostage situation.
Of course, yeah.
But then, and then turns out the terrorists were actually working with the main villain guy from the original show because they need to stop him in some way. So I was just watching this, and this was all revealed over the course of like 3 minutes, very quickly. So it was
Yeah.
very confusing.
Sounds great, quite frankly.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I have to say about that movie. It was
Very
really
good.
funny because they're like, okay, we have this device that lets you use 100% of your power, and then he uses 100% of his power, and they're like, it breaks. It's like, oh, what am I gonna do? And they're like, why don't you ask them to build another one? Because his whole thing is like, I can only use 5% of my power right now. Yeah. Next thing. Game of Thrones. I might wait until Uri's here because I don't think you guys
I think
care
we have
about
to
that.
wait for Uri.
Yeah. Asteroid City. Do you guys know Asteroid City?
I mean, I'm familiar with it. It's a Wes Anderson film.
All right, so I'm gonna go through my ranking of the Spark Shorts, and if Aiden has seen them, he'll give comments on them. So,
True.
out of 11, number 11, Self. So this one is like there's a wooden woman, and she goes.
I've explained Self before.
You have? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was my least favorite of all of them. Next
That
one
makes sense.
is called Wind. Have you seen Wind?
No.
Okay, so Wind. It's
Not
this
know what
boy
Wind is.
and his grandmother, and they're trapped in a giant pit in the ground, and there's floating rocks all over the place.
Oh.
And do you know that one? Do you know how in Inside Out you have that scene where like Joy and Bing Bong are like in like the pit, and they have to use the rocket ship to get to the out of the pit?
I'm familiar.
It's literally just that. Except it's a boy and his grandmother, and the grandma's stuck at the end of the pit, and the boy gets out of the pit.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, so it was just kind of annoying to just see that basically just reused again. 9, it's called Nona. And this one is like there's this grandmother, and she's a big WWE fan, and she was a big fan with her husband, but her husband's dead, and there's a big WWE WrestleMania. So she's locked in, ready to go, but her granddaughter shows up and she has to babysit. But the granddaughter is messing with her WrestleMania viewing experience.
Oh.
And then the TV gets knocked over and she's sad, but then she has fun wrestling with her daughter. And they have a good time. It felt like very generic, and the emotions weren't really there. Number 8, Smash and
makes sense.
Grab. I like this one actually. It's these
the
two
robot.
robots, and they're like they're in slave labor of like harvesting metal, but then they escape. And it was cool, and they had cool robots, and they did high fives, and they played soccer. So
Nice.
that was fun. Next one, Kit Bull, number 7.
Fuck you.
Okay,
You're wrong.
it's
about this one.
okay. I will say it's good, but like I don't know. It was kind of just like dog and cat, and then they chill.
And they chill? What do you mean? The dog was abused
Okay,
by its owners. The cat
And
was
then they
homeless.
escape, and yeah.
And it's really cute and it's awesome. What are you talking about?
Okay, yeah, I will say it's really cute and good. I might actually change it with number 6. Number 6
Okay.
is Float. And there's this dad
Wow.
and his son, and the son floats, but the dad doesn't like how the son floats, so he's like, "You gotta stay on the ground." And then he yells at his kid, and he feels bad, and they go on the swings, and then they make up.
Nice.
Number 5, Pearl. Now this one is fire. So there's
Pearl?
this sentient ball of yarn who then joins a job at BRO Capital, and then it's a bunch of bro businessmen. And then the ball of yarn is like, I gotta like turn into a businessman. And then
Yeah.
she like shapes into like a business suit, and then she like acts like the bros, and it's really funny. Kind of just like making fun of like the bro culture. And then he's like in the business suit, and then another ball of yarn goes up, and she's like, you know what? I should just be a ball of yarn again. And then the balls of yarn and the businessmen are able to coexist.
Wow, that's the one that like got Spark Shorts popular.
Yeah, that one was really good.
I think that was either the first one or just like one of the better ones.
Yeah, that is one of the better ones. Number 4, Out.
Yeah.
So there's this guy, and he's gay, but his parents, he hasn't told them he's gay. And they're going to help him move. And he's moving, but there's a framed picture of him and his boyfriend, and he has to hide that. But he body swapped with a dog. So him as the
What
dog
the fuck is
is
this about?
trying to hide the photo from his parents. But then they're like the dog like goes up to the mom, and the mom's like, you know what, I wish I could just help my son. And then he gives them the phone and is like, we already knew. And then they meet his boyfriend, and then they live happily ever after. Next,
Wow.
Loop. All right, so there are these two kids. One has autism and is in a boat, and she has to like press her phone to like play a jingle, and that calms her down. And they go on a canoe ride, and then she kind of has like a panic attack, and he has to chill and help her out through it. And they kind of form this friendship, and it's really good. That was like number 3. Number 2, I think this is like the most creative premise. It's 20 something. So you guys know like the 3 kids in a trench coat idea.
I am familiar with that.
So this one is like there's this woman, and she's 3 kids in a trench coat, and it's like her at 1 years old, her at like 10 years old, and her at like 16 years old, and it's like how all the different like ages of her interact. And it's kind of cool to like show how like all the different ages of your life still like affect you even when you're like 21. Really cool. But my number 1 is called Burrow.
Uh-huh.
Now Burrow is really chill. So there's this guy, and he wants to live in like a house alone underground, his own little burrow. He goes to
So by guy, you should probably specify that it's a
It
rabbit.
is a rabbit, sorry. So it's a rabbit.
What?
And it's a bunch of like other like creatures. So he goes, and then there's like a mole
Man, I am
who's like
so
is like, hello
lost.
neighbor, but he's like, no, I don't want a neighbor. So he goes deeper down,
Hello, neighbor.
and there keeps being more neighbors, and he's like, no, I want to like be alone. He goes down, he digs into a river, and the river starts sprouting up, and he has to like, he's like, oh, what do I do? But then all the neighbors are like, you know what, we're gonna help out, and they help, and they stop the river from destroying all of them. And then the guy's like, you know what, I'm okay having neighbors. It was really
That
cool.
sounds like that one plot from the Avatar.
It was
The Last
like
Airbender.
it was 2D animated. It was really cute. I thought it was fire.
That just sounds like Avatar: The Last
Wow.
Airbender.
Which episode?
The one where like the guy's gonna flood the village, and they have to stop it.
You mean Jet, the one where he's committing terrorism?
Oh, Jet. I was gonna call him Flash. I don't know why I was.
This
gonna
is
call
a
him
very
Flash.
different
Jet.
thing. That one was trying to show terrorism. This one is not.
I hate terrorism.
That
All right.
bold
What-
stance, Aiden.
All right, Beck.
I
what
mean-
other Pixar short?
I
films
watched
did
other
you watch?
shorts.
Yeah.
Okay.
let's talk about them, because I'm noticing a neglected heart from one of the best Pixar short films. So
Really?
can't wait to hear why you didn't give it a heart.
Okay, so I watched Lamp Life also. That one is like, what did Bo Peep do during the events of Toy Story 2 to 4? And I thought it was really good. I really liked
Yeah.
Lou. Lou was like a sentient culmination of all these different like lost and found objects.
Oh yeah, this one.
And it's really well animated, and it's like him being like, he's like fighting a bully who keeps stealing stuff, and he's like, stop stealing stuff. And then in the end, since he was the lost and found stuff and all the stuff was given back, he no longer exists. And it was really cool. Next one, Party Central. More proof that Monsters University is better.
Okay, hang on. You can't
Brother.
say that and not have seen Mike's new car.
Okay,
Or
maybe-
put that thing back where it came from, or so
Okay,
help me.
You can't compare it with the Peak. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Okay?
Yeah. She's out of our head.
I'm
And
gonna
just when
watch
I
those
thought
after the podcast.
It's there to care.
Okay.
She said,
But then
you're my
actually,
pair of friends. I love you.
okay, now I gotta talk about. I completely forgot to include this in my list. Pixar has been doing these re-releases of all the movies that came out during COVID, and they did a re-release of Luca. So I went and I watched Luca. And before Luca, normally like they didn't have this because it was a Disney Plus release, but they played an old Pixar short called For the Birds.
And you didn't give it a heart back. What the fuck?
Okay.
That is one of the best Pixar short films. For the Birds is so fucking good.
It is very simple, and I like kind of like completely forgot like 90% of it. Like when I was walking out, I'm like, oh, that showed up there, so I just like said I watched it.
That one's so fucking peak.
Okay, but I can never actually Luca. Luca is very fire. I forgot how funny it was. Like I was like, what's funny is I went during like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. No one else was in the theater. It was just me and my sister. Every other seat in the entire theater, no one walked in during the entire movie. So I was just laughing out loud like all the time.
Great.
But yeah, very funny movie. It has good emotions. Good villain. He's just like can just be evil. He has a lot of funniness with his evilness.
Who's the villain?
It's like Italian
Bruno
small
or
mustache guy.
Is it Bruno or is it Luca?
Italian small mustache guy. Oh right, Luca.
Yeah. We're talking about Luca,
He
Nicola.
doesn't have a small mustache. But he doesn't have a
He
mustache.
does. He has like that little like tiny mustache that like half grown.
Okay, but that's not his signature thing.
What is his signature thing?
It's Mussolini. I don't know why you're not saying his name.
All right, let's.
Why can't it's You can say Mussolini.
I actually don't know his name. I keep forgetting.
Bruno?
No,
I said it already.
No,
no, he was talking about.
I'm
Mussolini.
not talking about. I guarantee his name's not Mussolini.
The Italian dictator that shows up in the. Oh shit! I was talking about Pinocchio.
No. Oh my god, bro! You mixed the two up.
Those are so fucking
They are
different.
very different films.
That's the issue.
Luca, I really like because
Mussolini is in Pinocchio.
I like how like the motivations like really changed that Luca has over time. Like originally, it's like I want to see the world. He meets Alberto, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna get the Vespa. We're gonna chill. We're gonna tour the countryside together, and they go into the main thing with that like kind of selfish motivation.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then he meets Julia, and they're like, he learns about like school and like all this fire stuff on the human world. Then his motivations kind of change. Then he's kind of like pulled between the two motivations. It's really good.
Have you not seen Luca before?
I have seen Luca before.
Oh, okay.
This is like a rewatch. But I don't think I didn't get to talk about it on the podcast. So I just want to say what I liked about it. And like I don't get what people say when they say Pixar doesn't do good like original stuff. Like this is fire.
Who said that?
I don't know. That was like a take I've been seeing around.
Wait, Beck. So I know you watched a bunch of Pixar short films.
Yeah.
I think you should try and watch all of them and all of the Toy Story ones. You're gonna be surprised. So here's all the Toy Story ones.
Because I went Pixar went shorts. There's like 25 Forky, what is time? I don't want to watch those, bro.
Forky, what is reading? What is cheese? What is a pet? What is love? What is money? What is friend? What is art? What is time?
Those.
What is a leader? What is a computer? Those are actually funny.
Okay, I might watch those. If you've seen them and you say they're good, I might watch them.
They're good. But you should definitely watch Hawaiian Vacation, Small Fry, Partysaurus Rex, Toy Story of Terror, and the Time
Partysaurus
That
Rex.
Forgot.
I remember I saw that when I remember having seen that. I remember really liking it.
But you should see the other ones because they're all pretty good. Hawaiian Vacation's very funny. Toy Story of Terror is really good too. It gives more. I like it. It's better at giving character to the side characters, like from Toy Story 3.
I think I got that.
Like a Prickle Pants and not Bonnie. What's
Bonnie?
T-Rex? Not
the blue one, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember her name. Yeah, Roxy. Maybe. Okay, other thing. They released a short film to go alongside Luca called Ciao Alberto. Really good short film. It's like at the end of the story, it's like Luca is off at school with Julia, and Alberto is chilling in the town with Julia's father, who's like a fisherman. And it's all about Alberto
Yes.
trying to be like, all right, I have like no parents because like plot stuff with the movie. So it's kind of like he's like kind of like the son and like worker for the dad, and he kind of like is really bad at it. He just keeps failing, and he keeps trying to like prove himself by like doing other stuff. It's kind of like he fails, and he's trying to like, okay, I failed, so I should do this other thing to make up for it, and then he fails at that thing, and just keeps snowballing to the end when he burns.
Seems like bro just sucks.
When he burns a boat, he burns the fishing boat down, and he's like, I'm gonna run away. But then the dad stops him and is like, I messed up before, but I worked with my dad and we fixed it, and it ends, and they're fixing the boat and they're bonding, and it's really good.
I hate bonding.
I hate.
All right, well, that's all I have seen.
Wow.
I wonder if there's 4 seasons of some American sitcom that we can talk about.
Yeah, Nicola, you read Steel Ball Run.
Yeah.
Whoa, we get to talk about JoJo.
Yeah.
Now, Nicola, Steel Ball Run is widely considered to be the best part. Do you agree with this?
The best part out of all 7 that I've read, all 6 that I've watched.
Is this the
and
one that's
consider that
currently
I have
coming
read.
out or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Part 9 is currently
So
coming
this is
out.
the one coming out before the one that's out right now.
No,
It's the
that
one
was
before
part 8.
that one.
This is part 7.
So
Beck.
we're on
This came
part
out-
9,
That's
and
it.
he just read part 7.
This came out in like 2000. When did this come out?
Yeah.
2001 or something?
Wait,
Oh my.
what is the
fucking
release
God.
schedule then? It took him like 10 years for each other part?
Sorry, this came 2005 to 2011.
6 years?
Oh, Beck, you want to know how long it took JoJolian?
Part 8?
JoJolian
Yeah,
took,
you
like,
wanna know how
almost, like,
long it took?
15 years.
That one was 2011 to 2021.
That's 10 years.
Yeah,
And
that's
now we
10
got
years.
part
How many
9 that's still
chapters?
coming out.
That's a good question.
500.
bro,
It is-
I can tell you exactly how
Bro,
many
it's giving
volumes.
Beck,
George
it is-
R. R. Martin a run
I
for
have
his
it on my
money.
computer.
Beck. Back.
I don't got it on
JoJo
my
is longer
computer.
than One Piece.
That is crazy.
Did you know that? That's fun.
But like One Piece has more like adapted, right? Into anime.
Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of filler and a lot of stretched out stuff.
Okay. But like they have like more episodes.
Yeah.
Mm.
But Nicola, what was your overall opinion on Steel Ball Run?
This is the one where
I
they
don't
go
know.
across the
all the
US,
ones I've
right?
read,
Yeah, they race across the United States.
I guess. Yeah.
Does
it's the
someone have a
best,
stand
I
named Forrest
guess.
Gump?
I mean, there's a reason he reset the universe.
What is your
It's
opinion?
because
What's your opinion
Yeah.
on Diego, who I think is my favorite character in 7? Which is
he's
surprising.
definitely not. He wouldn't be my favorite character.
I don't
in
really
part
like
7.
Dio very much, but I think Diego's super awesome.
Yeah, because again, that's part of the reason why he rebooted the universe is that he could make actually like good characters instead of just black and white villains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's my favorite character though.
I mean, he's one of mine. I think that like Johnny and Gyro are like such good protagonists.
Johnny and Gyro are good. I feel like honestly, we didn't get a lot of them together though.
Nah.
Like we don't really have like anything like that. I feel like in the anime they're probably gonna add more moments
Oh,
where they're
definitely.
just like by themselves.
Well, they didn't for part 6, but also part
I
6 had
guess,
a
yeah.
fuck ton of issues with it.
Yeah. I liked it. Honestly, favorite character. I mean, I love Funny Valentine.
I
Bro
think
was
he's awesome.
justified up until the thing.
Yep. Up until he commits a crime, a very bad
He
crime.
commits crimes?
Yeah.
What?
He does
it's really-
he does some dirty deeds, Beck.
No.
He does some
For
dirty deeds.
Very
Works too.
little profit.
He does get Jesus.
He does get Jesus. That's true. He does get the power of Jesus.
gets
It's
a
a pretty.
Jesus
Actually, no. He
stand?
basically. No, basically.
No, he doesn't
You
get
say
a
you
Jesus
say
stand.
very little profit, but he gets basically permanent good fortune.
That's
So
true
wait,
until he
does
dies.
part 7 use the stand system or the hormone system?
Everything past part 3 uses
so
the stand
It
system.
uses the stand system and the spin system.
It's
I don't
kind
know
of
what the fuck
Hamon.
the spin system.
It's the
Spin is
alternate
basically
Is it
universe
like
counter
is
Hamon.
it like
yeah.
Beyblade?
It's not like a Beyblade. It's like
It's
okay, Beck, are you
no,
familiar
it
with
kind
the
of is
golden
like a
ratio?
The
Beyblade.
golden
No, spin is more than
ratio?
that. Are you familiar with the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence?
Yeah. It goes
That, okay? That is the main power. That's the main power in part 7. So they
Wait,
use
do I have to
that.
watch all the Mater shorts, bro?
Don't watch the Mater shorts. Actually, no, because those are actually funny.
Bro.
Those are good.
There's like 30 of them.
Dude, Mater's cartoon, those are so good.
Bro, I wish there was like a playlist of these like that I could like just go through. It's like I have to like click on each of them individually.
Yeah, I know, it sucks.
No.
Part 7 kind of
Unfortunate.
peak, though.
All right, well, what if there was 4 seasons of some American sitcom that we could use to end the episode?
Sure, why not?
All right, guys.
Kill Fidel Castro.
So I didn't talk about this last week or the week before. Was it last week in the episode that's coming out in the future?
Yeah.
In which I said that I got into a phase on YouTube in which I was watching clips from The Office.
Yeah.
One that I fall into periodically. So I remembered that I'm paying for Peacock.
Ooh, you
And
are. You should
I am paying
rewatch
for
Ted.
Peacock.
I think that'll make your subscription worth it.
True.
Or watch
Yeah.
Megamind
What is the-
Rules.
No. So one of like 3 things that are on Peacock that are actually good is The Office.
And
So
Parks
I've
and
been-
Rec.
True. So I've been binge watching The Office, and I am almost done with season 4.
Can I admit something? I have never
That-
finished The Office.
How far have you gotten?
I've gotten to like season 2.
Okay, so you should watch it.
Okay, but I
Well,
just
you
bought
have-
a month of Hulu, so I'm watching only Hulu stuff for the next month.
Okay.
There.
Oh, I'm watching anime. A lot of anime, so get ready for that.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
Nines
god.
Gate, baby.
Oh my god.
All right,
Oh
so we're gonna
my
start with season 1 of The Office. Season 1.
Oh no.
Okay,
no,
so,
no,
Give us a
no,
recap of
no,
all
no,
these
no,
characters. I think we need to hear about them.
No.
hold on.
Nicola,
I'm
you've
gonna
ranted
start
for
off-
20 minutes about F1. You can get through this.
I hate The Office.
I don't know why you hate The Office.
Bro, he spilled his chili, bro. It's so funny. Why aren't you laughing, guys? He spilled his chili. He spilled his
Okay, but
chili.
guys,
It's
what if
so
they put
funny.
a stapler in
Guys, why
Jello?
aren't you
That's
laughing?
so funny.
The chili joke isn't supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be sad. You dumbass. You don't know how to be emotional.
Sucks.
All right.
Fucking
So
sucks.
season 1 of The Office is only 6 episodes long, and they all kind of fucking suck.
Ooh.
They suck ass. Michael Scott is the worst human being on
So
the planet.
maybe I didn't
they're
get
all-
into the groove of it.
and they're all kind of boring. Michael Scott was so bad that they made him an entirely different character in the next season. So season 1, I would totally recommend you skip season 1 and then come back to it after watching season 2.
True. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't get into the shows, because I tried to watch season 1 and I could not get through it.
No, season 1 sucks ass. Watch season 2 first and then go back to season 1 to fill in the gaps. That's my recommendation. But season 1 sucks ass.
So that's the recommendation for the podcast, and we can end
Oh,
now.
that's
Let's go.
crazy. Guys, remember,
No!
always use Celsius.
No!
Use Celsius.
Yes.
No! Okay, season 2. Things
Oh, we're
get...
not actually ending right
No, we aren't.
No.
No.
Nico.
Season 2. They've revamped Michael Scott as a character. All the characters are better now. Here's some plot points. Jim likes Pam, but Pam is engaged. This sucks like 50% of the show. This like relationship triangle. It sucks until it doesn't, which is the later half of the show. And Michael sucks, and that's about it. Season
So
2.
basically, everything about the show sucks.
No, because the character writing's really good, and I like all the characters. One thing I find cool about this show is like because it takes place in this office, you can't not have all the characters there. Like all the characters have to be there. And I
Well,
think it
somebody
makes,
can have a
like,
sick day.
okay, well, no. But that I think makes for a very interesting kind
Like
of
every
show.
character can just like show up in a plot line.
Every
right?
character is like always there, and they all have their own unique dynamics, and they're all like, yes, they're kind of caricatures, at least in the early seasons, they're not as much, but like, they're like, they all mesh well together, right? Yeah.
Hello? Oh, there you go.
So season 2, there's some relationship drama and some more relationship drama.
You know,
and
that's
those are
what
the
you
worst.
want in your
show.
that's what you want in your sitcom. Just a lot of relationship drama.
And then season 2, pretty good. I think season 2 is a very good season. Then you get into season 3. Main character Jim, or maybe second character Jim, he goes and works at a different office. So now
They play
now
a
there's
lot
a
of Call
little
of
bit of a,
Duty. I remember
there's a
seeing
little
a
bit of
clip from that. I thought it was very funny.
see, it is very funny. And then now there's a little bit of a different kind of feeling now that one of our main characters is missing and in a different
I do like it when
location.
shows do that. It gives a very new dynamic when you remove someone from the equation.
It does, considering he's like one of the main characters, and a lot
You know, it'd be
revolves around
crazy if
him.
they removed Michael Scott. Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? So here's
Why would they do
another
that?
thing. So one of my favorite characters of this show, Andy Bernard, played by Ed Helms, gets introduced in season 3. He sucks the most dick that you've ever fucking seen. I hate his character in season 3.
But he gets
It's
better in
the
season 4.
It's the worst character. I hate him in season 3, and he's my favorite character. And he doesn't get he's like bad, and then they write him out of the show, and then he comes back like 3 episodes before the end of the season, and he's much better. Imagine watching a show and you have to wait 4 seasons for your favorite character to show. Sucks ass. Have you ever had that happen to you?
No.
I'm trying to think of a show that's longer than 4 seasons.
Wow.
There's not a lot of shows.
Wow.
No, like I swear, most shows like I think are like 3 seasons or like 3 or
Now
below.
they are. Now
Maybe,
they
yeah,
are.
Older shows are like go like to 12.
Yeah. But
Well, like most of them have their
Doesn't show-
cast locked by like season 2.
that's true. But
Yeah.
now I have to wait like 2 more seasons before my other favorite character shows up. So that's great. Yeah, so now I'm just playing the waiting game on
Have you
characters
tried
right
just
now.
jumping to the next seasons?
Not doing that. But season 3, pretty good. More relationship drama, but there's new characters, so it's kind of nice. It kind of shakes it up. Season 3, pretty solid. Season 4, this is some great fucking episodes. Episode 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, great episodes. Great introductions. The first 6 episodes is a part 1 and a part 2, and then a part 1 and then part 2, and then part 2. Oh, sorry. And then episodes 7 and 8 are also a part 1 and 2. They're all
so they
great.
got a lot of part 1 and 2s. You know,
Yeah, so
Korra
that whole
season 2 also does that very weird, where it's like 14 episodes, and then they also they have 2 random 2-parters, which is crazy because only usually like 1 a season in Avatar.
Yeah, but we're in the so there's this character Ryan Howard. So he's introduced as a temp in the first episode, and then works as a temp until season 3, where then he becomes an actual salesman. and he makes no sales. And at the end of season 3, he works for the corporate. And then now I'm in his corporate arc, which is season 4. And halfway through corporate arc, he gets drug problems. So now I'm at drug
Oh.
problems. So this is the character that starts off like I like season 1 and 2 Ryan. I think he's a great character. Season 3 Ryan, kind of okay. Season 4 Ryan, this is where he's going down.
So the opposite of like the other characters that you've been talking about.
Yeah, he starts off great and then just falls apart, which is like his character. So after his drug problem, he like gets fired and goes to rehab, and then he works as a salesman again, as a temp again, and then he like goes to woof.com, but that's later. We're not there yet. But yeah, I'm like halfway through not halfway. I have 4 episodes of season 4. Oh, there's another part 1 and part 2 here. But season 4 so far pretty good. I think The Office is a pretty good show. I think you guys should watch it. But also, there's this thing on Peacock. It's called The Office Superfan episodes, and that's what I've been.
Yeah. Does
So
it
it's
include them in the regular showrun, or you just have to go to them?
It's a different show.
Oh.
It's considered a different show. It has seasons 1 through 7, so it is missing like a season. I think just season 8 then. Oh, season 8 and 9.
I remember like Peacock when it first came out, they literally organized the tiers by how much of The Office you could watch, because that's the only thing they really had.
I've scrolled down a little bit and I've found playlists of the best of characters.
Oh, you're gonna find a lot of those on YouTube.
And I have found playlists of digital series and some behind the scenes and guest star episodes and Office Party specific episode. There's a lot of like specific episodes on here. That's interesting. Very cool. Playlist of funtivities. Wow.
Wow. You know, I think this is a natural wrapping up point.
The thing with the Superfan episodes is that it has a bunch of cut content in it, which like adds to the show. Like, but then it'll like make some 28-minute episodes become like an hour long, and it's like, how did that happen? But it
I
like
never
ruins the
understood
pacing
how
a
you
lot.
can have like cut scenes.
Yeah,
I guess I feel like you present them with like 2 hours, and like how do you get like more than 2 hours? There's people just like, what if we put this? Like, does each cut originally be like 4 hours?
I have no idea, but it ruins the pacing of a lot of episodes because it'll be like, here's 4 talking heads in a row.
Makes
It's like, that's
sense.
annoying. But it's good. It's more is good, I think, maybe. Is that philosophy?
Yeah.
Yeah, more is better.
Yeah, you know, when you're at your lowest, you're open to the most change.
Even when I'm at my lowest, I'm still a Family Guy, so.
All right, well, I guess that's all for 71.
I guess
we'll see you next week with the return of Uri.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, and also my
Hopefully.
Panda Cup fucking broke.
What did you expect? I don't know what you really expected from the Kung Fu Panda Icy Cup.
That's 'cause you should have gotten Slimer's back. Should have gotten Slimer's back.
All right, remember,
thanks for
always use
watching.
Celsius. We'll see you next time.